Getting my first tattoo was nerve-wracking. It was very nerve-wracking. I was scared. I was 18 years old, fresh out of high school, and I didn't know anything about it really. Went to get my first one. It took about 3.5 hours, and it swelled up and scabbed and bled. But in the end, it was very nice. The guy did a good job. I used to paint custom cars. I was into art. I liked it a lot. I used to do a lot of painting and stuff like that. A guy that I used to paint cars with actually had a tattoo machine, and I picked it up and I liked it. I wanted to run with it, so I went out and I bought all my own equipment. Yeah, there's a couple that I regret, like the ones on my neck and stuff like that. I got those early on when I first started tattooing, and now I know what tattooing is about, and I know I could have gotten a lot better work done on my neck. No. Like, if somebody comes in and they want a tattoo, anywhere on their body, I'll give it to them.
I work at a music store, so I mean, it's kind of, as long as you're not like this, shirt off and walking around, it's cool. Right now, nowadays, a lot of people are really, they're not as strict as they were at jobs unless you're going to be, into something a little more of a different profession. But in most cases, a lot of people are very flexible with tattoos nowadays. So I don't want to really put a limit on it, because once you start somewhere, you want to keep going and cover. You're basically like a canvas. A lot of people, it's cliche to say, but a lot of people say, it's your body's a canvas, and to a lot of people, they will expand on anywhere except face. It says, "By the power of truth, I've conquered the universe." It's off of an old opera quote from Faust. It's when he conquers the devil. It's basically like a gladiator conquering the devil, and stands on top of him and says that quote, and it's in Latin. So yeah, there's one of an ex-girlfriend of mine underneath my lip. That's always a regret. And don't ever do that. It's the wrong thing to do.
Best tattoo school is probably a tattoo shop. What you do is you go in and you study the artists that are there and how they work. You study every single thing that they do. And it's just like going to school. Like, being a math teacher, you study that specific subject, and then that's what you do.
Pretty much it's once we feel they're ready. Average person has to do it for at least a year, anywhere between a year to 5 years before they're ready to go. Because there's a lot involved with actually learning the process of tattooing.
My first tattoo I actually did on myself. I put it on my own arm. I've actually done this whole part of my arm. Different parts of the body are harder to tattoo, so that has a little bit to do with our pricing, and also the size. I mean, it could be this big in one color, so it's going to be cheaper than something this big full color because it's going to take longer. All the time. Sometimes I'll completely change the whole design. If somebody comes, to me and they want a tattoo, well, like, as an artist, I'm responsible for that tattoo. I don't want to portray myself or anything else, like gangster affiliated or anything like that. So usually I'll try to talk them out of it, or, something that is close that will kind of symbolize it, but it doesn't give the exact definition of what, they're doing with their tattoo.
Yeah, it is. There's one thing, even if the economy's down, people always get tattoos.